Hello and welcome back to Mrs. Hewitt's Spelling at Home. I'm here with another root morpheme for you today, and you are going to build lots and lots of lovely words and figure out what they mean. So our root morpheme today is a bound morpheme. What does that mean? Yes, it means it must be attached to some prefixes or suffixes. It cannot be a word by itself. And today we are looking at this, medi. Okay, so this is from the Latin medius, meaning in the middle, originally from Proto-Indo-European. So lots of this means it's also going to spread kind of more widespread across Europe. Not just from the Latin languages, medio, which means middle. So basically medi relating to middle, okay? That is what we are going for today. So I have got our morpheme frame. Get ready to pause the video and see how many words you can build. And just like yesterday, I want you to start thinking about the meaning of them, especially with a couple of these interesting suffixes. I want you to see if you can use your word study knowledge to figure out how they contribute to the meaning of the whole word once you have built that word sum, okay? So get ready to pause the video. Okay, let's see how many words you managed to get and if you figured out some of those interesting meanings. So white at the top there, this is probably a word that you do use quite a lot, and it is medium. Now that is obviously talking about something that is in the middle. If it's medium, it's not easy, it's not hard, it's not the top or the bottom, it is medium. Okay, it's that middle bit. So that is a nice adjective there, or even a noun if you were saying it, you are the medium, but it is in the middle there. Mediate as a verb. So this here you could talk about mediate, and mediation is the noun of that. So we'd have that shun. If I put that on there or not? Yes, I'll put it at the bottom. Look, mediation, because that is my favourite suffix, where we take that E off and pop the ION on. So we've got mediate. That means that you literally kind of facilitate a resolution to a conflict. So if somebody mediates, they are the mediator, they are the person in the middle between two sides and try and make them come together and kind of unite and make peace. So the mediator is the person that is that middle ground, that middle person to try and make the two other extremes come together. Okay, so we've got that. Right, immediately is very interesting. Okay, so we've got the immediately. So first of all, this is an assimilation of which prefix? If you said in, you are correct. So this would have originally been in, okay, but because it is followed by an M there, it changes to an M here, so we end up with this double M. So we've got immediate and immediately. Now, in means not, okay? So if we are saying it is not the middle, because we are saying it is medi, it is not the middle, it means it's now, it's straight away. Okay, so that is literally where that comes from. So immediately, you're basically saying it is in the immediate future, or it is I need it immediately, I need it right now. It means it's not not in the middle. So that is where that has come from. Okay, literally meaning the opposite of in the middle. I think that's quite interesting. We've got mediocre as a description. Something's a bit mediocre. This basically means it's all right. It's nothing special. It's sort of in the middle. And that comes from this ochre bit, comes from a word meaning jagged or kind of the top from mountain. So that relates to kind of, if you think about not being at the peak, not being the very top thing, because it's not the best, it's just a bit mediocre. It's basically the middle of the mountain. So that's where that word comes from. Remedial, I've actually made a mistake. So this medi is from the medical type of medi, not the middle. So we're just going to sort of ignore that. But obviously you can think about the medical bit being remedial, meaning it gets you better, makes you well. That's my mistake. So if you got that word, well done. But there we go. It just shows, doesn't it, that lots of words do have similar roots. Okay, but this one, we're back to here now. So medieval. This evil here, because it's not evil like, I'm an evil genius. It's got an A, not an I. So this evil here relates to the age. So medieval is literally the Middle Ages. So in history, when we talk about the Middle Ages, that's the medieval period, and we have medieval architecture, medieval buildings. That is to do with a period in history there, the Middle Ages. Intermediate, so you've got into there meaning through or between. So between the middle, intermediate is like the intermediate level, isn't it? So you've got like your beginner level, your foundation level, intermediate, and then expert. So intermediate is just another way of saying medium, really. Mediterranean. So who can remember this terrain? We've had that before in word study. I have done terror as a word study word. So if you can remember what that means, you are going to be able to figure out what Mediterranean means. So just have a think about that now. So who remembered that terrain relates to earth? Because if you've remembered that, you've figured it out. So the Mediterranean is literally the middle of the earth. And if you get a globe or a map and you look at where the Mediterranean region is, it is actually near the middle of the earth, because it's between Europe and Africa. So it is that middle bit. So Mediterranean, the Mediterranean is, it's not the equator quite, but it is kind of the middle of the earth. So that's where that has come from. Okay, Mediterranean. And then I've put mediation there, which I've already spoken about. But I think the really interesting ones for me there are immediately. I think that's wicked. Medieval, because you've got the age, and Mediterranean, because you've got the earth bit as well. But again, another good thing there of medi. Remembering medi means middle. If you've come across words like intermediate or median, you can think, oh, it's got to be something to do with the middle, okay? Because you know that medi means middle, so it's really good for your vocabulary. Your spelling, you need to go and write a sentence with the word immediately in, okay, because that is one of your words that you need to be able to spell. So please go and write a sentence with the word immediately in. And if you can write a sentence with some of the other words in as well, then you are just going to be fantastic, aren't you? So that is all for today. I thought it was quite an interesting one, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.